2021 picking up right where 2020 left off. Right now in the city of Philadelphia, we're averaging 1 murder a day. Police say what began as an armed robbery ended with murder.
They found a 25-year-old male laying on the sidewalk.
Philadelphia police say the 25-year-old is Temple University grad Milan Lončar. The university released a statement saying, "Our college grieves for a life cut short in a senseless manner." Police say Lončar was walking his dog a block from his home Wednesday night when 2 men robbed him and shot him, once in the chest.
One stood in front of him, one stood behind him. You could clearly see that they were reaching into his pockets.
Brewerytown is not normally a high-crime area, but throughout the pandemic, violence and what law enforcement calls crimes of desperation are up. According to police, in the last 6 months, the normally quiet Brewerytown has seen 2 homicides, 4 rapes, and 23 aggravated assaults.
I get the shootings and homicides on my phone as they happen. My heart drops. My heart drops because it's somebody's child. It's somebody's brother or sister.
Erica Atwood oversees Philadelphia's Office of Violence Prevention. She's in charge of making 2021 less deadly than 2020.
We approached this work often as the counting of the bullets, but there are assets that exist. There are positive opportunities. There are positive people and strong leaders that we need to really pay some attention to, because they are the ones that are going to be the cure to this.
And the Office of Violence Prevention, it's trying to support role models and mentors, especially in high-crime neighborhoods, but the pandemic has made that truly difficult, especially with the isolation and the social distancing, and just simply the distance. That relationship building becomes much harder. As we've reported so many times, in 2020, Philadelphia had 499 murders. It's the highest in over a decade. It's the latest from Philly Police Headquarters. I'm Mitch Blocker, NBC 10 News.
And police say that this surveillance video shows the moment that a recent college graduate was gunned down in his Brewerytown neighborhood. Now family members say he was innocently walking his dog when he was shot. Eyewitness News reporter Jan Carabeo is live this morning with more on the reward that police are now offering. This is just heartbreaking. Jan, good morning.
Janelle, good morning. There's now a $20,000 reward being offered in this case. And as you can see there, this entire brutal attack all played out in front of multiple surveillance cameras in that area. So now investigators are releasing some of that surveillance video, hoping to identify and track down the 2 people responsible for shooting and killing a man who was just out walking his dog. The shocking moments caught on camera. 25-year-old Milan lončar walking his dog Wednesday night near 31st and Jefferson Streets in Brewerytown. 2 people approach and trap him. One points a gun as the other rummages through lončar's pockets. Police say all part of an attempted robbery. Then lončar is shot and killed.
No money on him, like no weapon. Murdered. For a while I was wondering if he was targeted, but like, he didn't have anything on him. He couldn't have been. This was intentional, just to kill him.
Yelena lončar wants justice for her brother. His life cut far too short. Lončar went to Conestoga High School. He was an engineering major at Temple University and graduated in 2019. Then he worked for a construction management company, a job he loved. And a new journey was also set to begin.
He was living his best life. His girlfriend was moving in next month.
Police are now tracking the 2 suspects responsible for his death. Investigators say they were wearing distinct jeans and shoes, which might help identify them.
This was just senseless. It was just, it was just awful.
Now, Yelena tells us that she first got an inkling something was wrong on Wednesday night through the Citizens app. She says she got a notification that there was a shooting in her neighborhood, and then she could not reach Milan, so she knew something was wrong. Now, coming up in our next half hour, we're going to take a closer look at that surveillance video, a closer look at the jeans and the shoes that both of the suspects were wearing. Police think that those might be able to help crack this case. If you want to take a look in the meantime, of course, we have that video posted at cbsphilly.com. We are live at police headquarters. Jan Carabeo, CBS 3 Eyewitness News. Back into you.
Thank you, Jan. Now breaking tonight, Philadelphia police just released new surveillance video of 2 men wanted for killing a man who was out walking his dog. You can see the two suspects approached 25-year-old Milan lončar just last night at 31st and Jefferson. Then one of the suspects put a gun to lončar's chest while the other reached into his back pocket. Then the gunman pulled the trigger. One shot. When police arrived, lončar was still holding his dog's leash. He was a recent graduate of Temple University. If you recognize either of these men, you're being asked to contact Philadelphia police. lončar's cousin shared this statement from the family. Milan was such a happy person. I remember him most as the cute little baby he was. He and his sister Jelena had an incredible bond and both grew up to be amazing young adults. Of course, Milan's life was cut short and his family is devastated by the loss. The city is offering a $20,000 reward for information about either one of the suspects.